Good morning, everyone. Full Council agreed on the 7th of March that the appointment of area committee chairs would be a matter delegated for area committees to determine. That would be the chairs and the vice chairs. So can I first seek a nomination for the chair, please? Councillor Drysdale.
Thanks very much, Chair. In the interest of collaboration and inclusivity of the current administration, I just want to confirm that the members currently in this room are not willing to put themselves forward, i.e. from the Labour SNP or the independent group, before I make a proposal.
I have no intention to take a position. Thanks.
Likewise.
Okay.
Likewise.
Thank you, Chair. In this instance, therefore, may I nominate I don't know the word, not a chairperson to be Ian Blake, but just an interim, that's the word, interim chairperson, please, as we don't have Councillor John Dennerley here today. So it's unfair of us to make that full decision. So I'm wondering if we could nominate Councillor Ian Blake as an interim chair in this instance. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. So you just would like to appoint a chair for this meeting and then move this business on to the next meeting, is that right?
If that's acceptable to other members, yes, please, Chair.
Okay, Councillor Blake, are you happy to assume the role of chair for this meeting? Thank you.
Yes, certainly. I'll do that. I just brought up your notes here. We're going to the appointment of vice chair. I'm not sure if we should roll on the whole thing to the next meeting and just miss that. Our members agreed with that?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Okay, thank you. Right, good morning, members, and welcome to the meeting of the Stewartry Area Committee. The meeting has been live streamed and recorded and will be available for viewing through our council's website. Remote participants, which I believe I'm probably the only one, please follow the good practice guidance, which includes muting microphones and switching off your video when you're not addressing the meeting. Writing speak in the Teams chat function when you want to contribute, and if you're in the hall, you could do this on your iPhone or iPad. Please don't repeat contributions already made by other members. No material should be posted in the chat function if it's intended to be part of a discussion, and the usual standing orders apply, including any votes will be undertaken by roll call. If any member has to leave the meeting, please either leave the Teams meeting for the period of time or write leave in the Teams chat function and then join when you rejoin the meeting so that we could keep a track on whether the meeting is quorate. All members should speak clearly, taking their time and speaking directly into the microphone when making contributions. When referring to reports, please provide the reference to the relevant page and paragraph to allow everyone to follow. Please focus contributions on the areas where clarification is required or to propose an alternative to a recommendation. We have several important points to consider today and anticipate we will deal with the business in our usual efficient manner. Can I ask Claire for the sentiment and apologies, and which members are in the room and those linking by Microsoft Teams?
Okay, thank you. Chair, we've got 2 apologies today from Councillors Dennerley and McFarlane. All other members are present in the council chambers here in Kirkcudbright, yourself on Microsoft Teams, and we also have Alistair Marshall here from the Youth Council. Thank you.
Thank you. I confirm my agreement to the remote participations, and do members have any declarations of interest? Go to item 3. Are members happy to note the minutes from the last meeting?
Noted.
Okay, our first report is a 6-monthly performance report from the Scottish Fire and Rescue Service. I'm pleased to see that where the data from 2023 is provided, this is compared against the data from previous years, as this allows members to scrutinise progress on a year-by-year basis. Here, of course, we need to be mindful of the COVID years and its effect on the performance of all services. It's reassuring to note that the service has been able to carry out home fire safety visits at 50 homes in the Stewartry area in the first 6 months of this reporting year, slightly higher than the pandemic number, with almost half of these taking place at premises determined to be at high risk. However, it's concerning to read that there's been a drop in the availability of retained duty system fire appliances and crews in Stewartry and across D&G as a whole during this period. It is, however, encouraging to read that there is a pre-recruitment engagement programme in place, and this is proving successful in attracting new candidates. Station Commander Claire McNay and Watch Commander Stuart McGregor is in attendance to answer any questions from members, and I'll open the floor to members' questions and comments. Thank you. Do members have any questions? All seems very quiet. It must be an extremely well-written report. Nothing. In that case, we'll just move to the recommendations. Members are asked to scrutinise the performance report and Dumfries and Galloway from the Scottish Fire and Rescue Service for period 1 April 2022 to 30 September 2022 as detailed in the appendices. Are members happy to agree to that recommendation?
Happy to agree.
Okay. Claire and Stuart, thank you for your attendance today. I'm sorry to drag you away when there's no feedback to you, but thank you.
Thank you very much.
Our next performance report is Education and Learning, 1st April 2022 to 30 September 2022. I'm pleased to see that all targets have been completed or are on track. And I'm also pleased to see that a great deal of the data and analysis within the report is specific to Stewartry rather than regional, as it is disaggregated around specific settlements and schools. This allows members to scrutinise the performance and in turn answer any questions from local constituents. It's also something that members of this committee have requested in the past. It's a pleasure to see noted the achievements of our local schools and everything, achieving a Bronze Rights Respecting Schools Award, to urgently responding to climate change and transition to a carbon neutral region. Too many achievements to mention, but it's good to see them detailed in the report, and well done to the staff and young people involved. Carnan Bryden, Educational Officer, is available online for members' questions and comments. And I'll open it to members. Members.
All right, come in
Councillor
here.
Stitz.
Yep, it's
Councillor
on
Stitz.
page 44 of the report. Stewartry school attendance rate's a wee bit down, but the exclusion rate per 1,000 pupils seems very low. There's a tick beside it, but there's an arrow pointing downwards. Just as, can you get an update on that, please, Karen?
Yep, if you see in 3.9.2, so attendance rates is up 0.7%. It's still slightly below target for D&G of 93.2, but again, there is an increase in the attendance, which we're delighted with. Another positive, our exclusion rates in Stewartry have decreased to 0.26 per 1,000 pupils, and we are delighted to say that there were no exclusions of looked after pupils in that period.
Thanks for that.
Thank you. Any other members? It doesn't appear to be.
I come back in, Ian?
Yes, certainly.
Just that we had a Stewartry Sports Council last night. We had somebody from Stewartry up to schools, and they're issuing a new programme for Easter summer, and they're quite incorporating quite a lot of sports. I think it was, oh, I forget the boy's name, it done it, but I think they're trying to do everything for curling, Boshia, that's the way you pronounce it, and other things, and I think it's quite good that they're getting involved for other schools in Dumfries and Galloway. I just seen it in the report at 3.11.3. Just thought I'd mention.
Thank you, David. Any other points or questions?
Can I come in on the back of that, please, Chair?
Yes, certainly.
Yeah, it's just to
Yep,
acknowledge that on the back of Councillor Stitt's comment on 3.2.3, to acknowledge the level of effort made by the teams across the Stewartry to encourage people to curl. The Stewartry Sports Council actually committed some money towards that equipment, and it's been really, really successful across the region, and I think we can see the level of investment that's been made as well at the ice rink in Dumfries. So let's hope that gets taken forward next year, and I would like to congratulate the teams for the brilliant programme. The Stewartry Active Schools is brilliant. The teams are really positive with everybody, and the children really enjoy all the activities, so thanks for that. Thanks, Chair.
I'll pass that on to our active schools teams. Thank you.
Thank you. Alistair, I think you wanted to come in.
Yep, thank you, Chair. It's just to say that in 3.10.3, on priority 3 to protect our most vulnerable people, I'd just like to note as well that, as well as Kirkcudbright Academy, Castlegos High School, also senior pupils worked with other pupils in the MVP programme. Just to note that as well.
Thank you for that. Any other members? Right, in that case, we'll move to the recommendations. We're asked to review the 6-monthly summary performance for the Stewartry area for 1st April 2022 to 30 September 2022, as set out in paragraphs 3.7 and 3.8 and detailed in the Appendix B. Consider the area-based achievements and developments as detailed in the key achievements section of this report, paragraphs 3.8 to 3.12.3. And consider any aspect of performance referred to a relevant future committee. Members happy with these recommendations?
Happy, Chair.
Sorry, I didn't really pick that up.
Yes, Chair, happy with the recommendations.
Thank you. We'll go to item 6. The next report for consideration today is the Stewartry Area Committee Discretionary Budget Performance Monitoring for 2022-23. I'm pleased to know that a significant number of people in Stewartry continue to benefit from the £50,000 awarded by this committee. We have some very good third sector organisations across Stewartry which we continue to support to deliver good outcomes, and some of these are detailed in the appendix. The appendix contains the monitoring information which award recipients produced, and it's good to see the pictures too. I'll ask members to first consider the first recommendation, which is to note the monitoring information and invite any comments or questions on the appendix. Kimberly Phillips, our soon-to-be ex-ward officer, is present for members' questions. Members have any comments or questions? Pauline.
Thank you, Chair. Could we just ask Kimberly, sorry to be a nuisance, but on page 63, pardon me, it's not 63, page 64, the Kirkcudbright Development Trust and the CCDF reports to follow. What will we get that at the next area committee meeting, Kimberly? Thanks.
Yeah, we can provide a monitoring report because there's quite a few that have received late awards later on in the year, so we're still expecting reports in from them. So if members wish, we can certainly bring a second monitoring report to this committee.
That's great, thanks. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Kimberly. Anyone else like to come in?
Yes, if that's Councillor Lowe, if that's okay. On a similar
Yes,
vein,
certainly.
in preparing for this meeting, we were aware of the number of the late applications, so we wouldn't have had the monitoring. However, what we didn't have was any information for the cat strand on page 54. There's no date as to which point they started the project, so is that just a late report or not been received?
I can answer that, Chair, if that's
Yes,
okay.
Kenneth, on good, Kenneth.
Yeah, we're aware that the Cat Strand report is late because they received their funding for their key facilities in September 2022. So as ward officers, what we do is we work with the organisations to try and support them to get that monitoring in. I've not had an update about that yet, but that is certainly one of the and one of the conditions that we normally apply going forward is if they've not provided monitoring, then they're unable to apply for future grants.
Kim, are you satisfied with that?
Yeah, that's fine, thanks.
That's okay. Any other members?
Thank you, Chair. Just one last question. Kimberly, I note on page 70 that WT High School has successfully achieved an award, which is great. How do we go about making sure that Council Douglas and Kirkcudbright also apply, or was it a separate group to the actual school itself that won that award? If you could just clarify, that would be brilliant. Thank you. Thanks, Chair.
Kimberly?
Thank you, Councillor Drysdale. Could you just, what page was that again? Sorry, was it?
It's the last page of the report, Kimberly, page 70. So it's a youth project and the money's awarded at £1,500. It's just I'm aware that Kirkcudbright and Castle Douglas are trying to work on youth projects, specifically Castle Douglas, sorry, being parochial, post the youth meeting last year. We were promised more monies and activity through the ward officer and the council for activities within Castle Douglas area, which we're short of. So it was just to ask the question, can the other schools apply? Was that award applied for through the school itself, or was it a separate group within the school? So perhaps the parent council. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Councillor Drysdale. It was separate. It was the school parent council that applied for that award on behalf of the school. It wasn't the school itself. I have had some conversations with Castle Douglas High School as well in the past, and they put in an initial application or an expression of interest, but they withdrew that later on. I'm not sure exactly of the reasons why, but perhaps I could look into that in a bit more detail if that would be helpful. But yeah, they have, their parent councils also have the opportunity to apply if they want to.
Can I come back in, Chair, please?
Yes, of course.
Thank you very much. That's really interesting, Kimberly, because I didn't know about that. I'm not sure if my fellow councillors in the room did know that either. I think I wouldn't mind taking that offline with you, because if it's for awards made for activities within the school, that's probably separate to if facilities are required in another building, shall we say, in the town or the environs. So could I speak to you after this meeting and we'll take it offline, and then I can keep in touch with my other councillors about the best way forward on this one for the future. Thank you. Thanks, Chair.
No problem.
Right, thank you for that. Again, open to members. Anything further? Doesn't appear to be. So if we can move to recommendations, members are asked to note the performance monitoring information for the projects and initiatives that receive support from the Stewartry Area Committee discretionary budget in 2022-23, detailed in Appendix B, and note that a significant number of citizens have benefited from the delivery of 27 local projects and initiatives, and over £50,000 has been invested in projects and initiatives in the local Stewartry area, and agreed to carry forward the remaining balance of £4,126.56 from the 2023 discretionary budget to the 2023-24 budget as outlined in paragraph 312. Are members happy to agree these recommendations?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Okay. Thank you for that. Item 7. Any other business deemed urgent by the chairman due to the need for a decision? Everyone is aware that we received an email last week from Claire Rogerson about the further report being submitted for today's meeting, and members agreed to accept this additional report, and we will therefore move to item 7A, the Stewartry Area Committee appointment to outside bodies. So 7A is our last report for consideration today is the Stewartry Area Committee appointment to outside bodies. Fraser Davis, Improvement Office Development Officer, is present for members' questions. Members. In that case, we move to the recommendations. I don't think there's...
Sorry, Chair.
David?
I have indicated that although I am named as the representative on the Diabetes Community Initiative, it's something I've actually struggling to get to the meeting, so I'd like to leave that open to someone else.
Right, we'll go to the recommendations in that case, and if there anyone else. Right, the members are asked to note the appointments to outside bodies for this committee and advise any changes. I think if we just go through each one of them just now, the first one is the BT Day Centre, as detailed in paragraph 4.1. I'm currently the representative on that, and I'm quite happy to stay there, although it does tend to clash with planning on every single occasion. Open to members.
I'm quite happy for you to stay on, Ian.
Thank you, David. We go to the Diabetes Community Initiative as detailed in paragraph 4.2, and we've just heard from Kim that she is having difficulty with that, and open to any other members so should they wish to take it.
Can I ask, how often does the initiative meet, Ian, or can you tell me, Kim?
It's monthly, and it's often landed on a Wednesday night, which is partly my difficulty.
Ian, I'll put myself for it, but it might clash with some of your other meetings, like parent councils and that, but I'll go on and take the position up.
Okay, thanks for that, David. If we go to paragraph 4.2c, Mill and the Fleet Board of Directors is detailed in paragraph 4.3d. I don't have that in front of me. Who is the current representative on that?
It's myself, Ian, and I'm happy to continue.
Okay, thank you for that. And Stewartry Educational Trust as detailed in paragraph 4.4. We've just had the membership of that, or the members that are in that just now quite are agreed to continue.
Happy to continue.
Happy to continue.
Happy to continue.
Okay, thank you for that. And finally, the Stewartry Sports Council as detailed in paragraph 4.5.
I'm happy to stay.
I'm
Happy
happy
to
to
stay.
stay.
Okay,
Likewise, Chair.
okay, thank you for that. I assume that members are happy to agree with the recommendations just discussed.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Thank you. That now concludes the meeting, and can I thank you all for your attendance.
Councillor Blake, one of the
Yeah.
things we prepared at the start of the meeting, but obviously we did it when I was Vice Chair, is we're just going to acknowledge the efforts of some of our sports folk, and we normally do it at the start of the meeting. So is it okay just to do that now?
Sorry, I'm actually missed it. Broke there. Just could you repeat that, please?
Yeah, one of the things we try and do is just acknowledge the benefits of the efforts of our sports folk. We normally do it at the start of the meeting as a celebration, but I've just got a short contribution.
Yeah, by all means, carry on.
So we have a huge number of people taking part in sports in Stewartry and a huge number of clubs. On in particular this occasion, we'd like to congratulate Orin and Logan Carson, who are part of the Junior Men's Curling World Bronze Medalist team in Füssen in Germany last year. They're aged between 15 and 18. They are incredibly committed to their sport. And I think they admitted that had they not met China in the playoff for the final, they would have got through. Also, congratulations to Stewartry Sirens, that's the women's rugby team, who won the Tennent's National Women's League Division 1, and they are champions. And one other who is Sydney Penny, who is part of the Solway Synchro skating team, who became British champions. I'm sure there are others, Chair, but these are just the ones that we're aware of. So congratulations to every one of these folk.
Thank you for that input, and I'm sure that members will echo your sentiments here. Any further information? David, I know you're involved with the Sports Council.
No, that's fine.
Pauline? No?
Yeah, I've
Pauline,
just got
sorry.
one more, if that's possible, Chair. Thank you. Could we just congratulate local show jumper James Smith, who's been out in Spain competing. He has just had a major win with our Cougar, his horse, winning the 4-star Grand Prix and the Andalusia Sunshine Tour. So he's having a great run of success at the moment, and I'd like to congratulate him because he's extremely committed, as are his team. Thank you.
Thank you for that. I think it's obviously very worthwhile mentioning these achievements. Well, I think that finally now concludes the meeting, and can I thank you all for your attendance and contributions. Thank you.
Thanks, Chair.
Thank you.